Come down. It's all got back down to this now. 40 grueling laps. That will park as the pace begins to quicken. Out of turn number 4, Keith Higgs on the pole on the outside of him, defending national champion Peter Logan. The green flag drops and away they go, and Peter Logan quickly in the lead. On the outside now comes big bad Bert Vosbergen. Young Higgsy fights back. Frank Doze gets up into third place, and of course Bert Vosbergen realises he has to do something pretty spectacular as they come out of turn number 4 now. You'll see them come down the main straight. Peter Logan, then back to Higgs, back to Doze, then Nicola. Big bad Bert Vosbergen. So Bert, you've got to stay calm. Bert Vosbergen's lost a couple of places. They move down the back straight. So this race is already on a very, very fast time as they move down the main straight now. Peter Logue out in front, Higgsy, then back to Frank Doze. Further back and going very well is Nicola. Big bad Bert Vosbergen. Watson. Then we find Jamie McHugh and John Singleton stuck into the fence here. And the caution lights are on. 2 laps are down and 38 to go. John Singleton, 1989 Australian champion. So away they go and race. Straight away it's Peter Logue back to 85 there. Young Higgsy back to Frank Doze. Then we find Nicola, big bad Bert Vosbergen. Watson's the bigger improver. Then we find Jamie McHugh, Des Corn. They come out of turn number 4 down the main straight now. 3 down and 37 to go. Logue out in front. Higgsy's trying desperately hard in second place. Frank Doze is doing a similar job. So all the cars are staying pretty straight and very much focused at the moment. Frank Doze has moved up on Higgs. They come out of turn 4 now. 4 laps down and 36 to go. The race leader still out in front and going well as Peter Logue back to young Higgs. Frank Doze, then we find Bert Vosbergen, Nicola, back to Watson, Jamie McHugh, Des Corn, and Mark Giancola, Bill Miller, and young Kimber Ayler, and Tony Giancola. So with 5 down and 35 to go, it's over to Jay.
Yes, thank you very much, Con. The race leader, the Australian champion, Peter Logue. Second spot from Western Australia, Keith Higgs. Then we got Frank Doze in third. Running fourth is Bert Vosbergen. Back in fifth spot would be Michael Nicola. That's the top 5 as they're back down the main straight at Atwell Park. 17.141 that time round. Keith Higgs and Frank Doze trying to catch the Australian champion Peter Logue. Bert Vosbergen fourth spot. Michael Nicola trying to get back into that position. Vosbergen put in a great move 2 laps ago, right where they are now to take that 4th position. Nicola looking underneath Vosbergen again. They did this last week as well. The race leader though is Logue. Second spot is Keith Higgs. Then we have car number 3 of Frank Doze. There goes Michael Nicola, the Victorian champion, back into 4th spot. 5th spot is Vosbergen. 6th spot is now Wayne Watson. Then we have Des Corn and then further back Jamie McHugh. But the race leader is the Australian champion Peter Logue. He's lead by 2 or 3 car lengths from Keith Higgs. Frank Doze from Western Australia tries to dive underneath as they come out of pits bend once again, and the race leader is Peter Logue. This time comes down with a 17.335. Second spot Keith Higgs, then we have Frank Doze in third, Michael Nicola in fourth, and Bert Vosbergen fifth, Wayne Watson sixth, Des Corn seventh, and then in 8th spot we have 23 Jamie McHugh. They go down the main straight once again, and Peter Logue leads, but only just.
Righto, Peter Logue is sitting in the hot seat, and at the moment he's got a snarling pack of cars behind him. He is really working overtime as he comes out into pit spin. Frank Doze and Keith Higgs are working hard. Nicola's there. Big bad Bert Vosbergen still in touch. They thunder down the main straight here at Atwell Park. Out in front and going very hard indeed is one awesome driver in Peter Logue. Back there in second place is still Higgs. Then we find Frank Doze. Frank Doze looks dangerously good as they come out of turn number 4 down the main straight. They have 27 laps to go in the Australian National Championship for 2001-2002. It's an absolute firecracker. Frank Doze tries to get on Higgsy in second place. Higgs fights him off. Then they get in the lap traffic now. This will turn out as they come down the main straight now. Well, we find Frank Doze again trying to get underneath young Higgs, and Higgs is defending very hard and fast down the main straight. By gee, there's no place the weak at heart in Speedway. Now we find Peter Logue has to defend very hard. He realises he's got to keep his cool because he comes up against the slower cars, and this is going to sort the race out, believe you me. They move down the back straight. This lap traffic now will sort this race out. Into the top turn they go. Frank Doze now makes his move. He tries to get second place. Hicksy turns down on him, and with 25 down, Waffen Racing.
Yes, it's Peter Logan leads in. Here's Michael Nicola. He's gone around the outside of Frank Doze and goes into third spot. So it's Logan in front. This lap traffic is really going to play a part as they come out of turn 4. Giancola Tony's on the infield. The race leader is Logue. Nicola's now in a second spot. Nicola's an outside runner here. Back in third spot, Keith Hicks. Then we have Frank Doze in fourth and Bert Vosbergen. Here comes Nicola. Nicola hits the race lead in the national title. Logue fights back on the inside and takes it back. Logue leads from Nicola. In third spot is Keith Hicks. They go around the outside of Graham DeManuel. 17.7 that lap time. It's Logue in front. Vosbergen trying to make her way through. So Logue leads Nicola once again. Coming through is 85 Keith Hicks. Pile up. We have a pile up. A 5-car pile up. And we have a yellow light.
Well, I said, Jason, unfortunately, that's what would have happened. Some of those slower cars should have been given the lapping flag because it was quite obvious that this was going to happen with about 23 to go, and Keith Higgs has got a right front flat tyre. That is heartbreak high for the young Charger. He has a right front tyre flat. Now, there are some divisions in the sport that do allow drivers to change the wheels. I know that's not the case in sedans, and that is disappointing because there is a guy that's worked hard all weekend, and now from the fact that a tyre's gone down and through no fault of his, was just that lap traffic did that. Nicola's car looks like it's been in the Third and Fourth World War. It's been battered and bashed, but he's up in second place. Bert Vosbergen did a similar job. He's up at about fourth position. So, well, this is going to be a finish and a half as the car's being pushed up. Keith Higgs would have to be, and Frank Doze will also have to be disappointed from what his position. I don't know what they're going to allow him to do, but he's been given a pretty heavy knock as well.
Unbelievable so far, Con. Absolutely unbelievable this race.
Oh,
the top
yes.
5, nothing between them.
Yep.
Nothing between them. They're coming around here into the main straight. We're still waiting for the official positions, of course. It'll be a little while before we get that. Now we have an inquiry flag going out on the Australian champion. Peter Logue has received an inquiry flag, which is the black flag with the white diagonal stripe.
Well, of course, in other divisions they call it the protest flag, so, but it's inquiry or protest. But I don't know, I think Peter Logue, whilst there was some desperate action there, there was certainly a fact that he had to defend his position. And I mean, you don't get to these positions in racing being a pussycat. I mean, you've got to be a tiger, you've got to be a lion, you've got to be a bull. So getting ready now, Peter Logue bringing him around. The pace begins to quicken. Again, a good field of cars. Only 2 have pulled out of the field, and the green flag will drop this time, and away they go. And Graham DeManuel's moved up very wisely on his part. Great sportsmanship on the part of Graham DeManuel. Now, one guy's lost a bonnet and come out of on the track there, and it might have been Frank Doze's, I think. But anyway, the race does now continue. They come out of turn number 4, down the main straight. Oh, Graham DeManuel's lost it. So there's a bit of bonnet laying on the track up on the top turn as Graham DeManuel, James Holland, Kimball Aylett and young Peter Lyle set sail off on his mission to try and see if he can make it for his 3rd Australian title. The pace begins to quicken now. The drivers all realising this is a very important time. The green flag will drop this time. Nicola desperately trying hard to get behind the drivers. They're way and racing now, so it's Nicola in second spot. Peter Logue's in front. Frank Doze up in 3rd place, then Big Bad Bert Vosbergen. He's picked up 4th spot as Vosbergen goes for an outside passage now into the top turn. Oh, look at Frank Doze. Awesome drive on the part of Frank Doze. He's up in 2nd place now. The West Australian driver, Big Bad Bert Vosbergen's now trying to move Nicola out. Oh, Doze has lost it. Oh,
great
man.
driving.
Frank Doze. Frank Doze, they've missed him. Wow.
What great great driving by Bert Vosbergen and Jamie McHugh. How they have missed him, I have no idea.
Oh, that's just incredible. Just incredible. So, Bert Vosbergen, I suppose we should ask our question. Will 2002 be the year that Bert Vosbergen wins the Australian title? He won the West Australian title. He has his dog Hoosier. Everything's looking good, and if you believe in omens, maybe this might be it.
Well,
they still have 22 laps to go. So down the back straight they go. Peter Logue, the veteran driver. He's been there, done this before. He knows what has to be done. Green flag dropped and away they go once again. Big bad Bert Vosbergen now tries for an outside passage. Doesn't come off this time. Look at Watson's there.
oh dear, oh dear.
Car number 14 into the pits, and Frank Doze has been taken out as well. So, man, Graham DeManuel, he's okay. Graham,
there's Peter Lyle getting out of his car.
Peter Lyle's okay. Put your hands together for Peter Lyle, ladies and gentlemen. He's okay. The young man from Carnarvon. He gave that fence a real nudge. He was probably just going in to say good day to the officials. Frank Doze, his car's okay. Peter Logue from Victoria, defending national champion. Nicola in second place, and the West Australian champion in third place, Bert Vosbergen. The pace begins to quicken. The green flag drops, and away they go and racing straight away as they go up into the main straight now. Peter Logue now leading out of turn number 4 down the back straight there. In second place and going very well indeed is Nicola. Look at Watson. By geez, he's grown another foot as they come out of turn number 4. Peter Logue had a momentarily stoppage there. Big bad Bert now trying hard to get underneath this driver as they come down the main straight. I tell you what, Peter Logue's in trouble. Peter Logue's got in trouble, and if Peter Logue can't grab his composure very soon, he is going to find things very desperate for him as he moves down the main straight. So here we go now into the top turn. Peter Logue out in front. Big Nicola, and Logue and Nicola's lost it. Nicola lost the car, and look at Jamie McHugh now. So the interstate drivers are in there muscling out Big Bad Bert as they come down the main straight now. McHugh and Vosbergen are locked together in mortal combat. They have 19 laps to go, and he's done it again. It's the second time he's done it. He has lost the car, and that's, as I said, Nicola. Bert Vosbergen's now up in second place, and by gee, Jamie McHugh is aggressive. Oh, he's an aggressive young man. Woo, man, can he drive a race car. Because this time through the green flag will drop, and they'll be away and racing now as they come out of turn number 4 now, and away they go. Peter Logue leads Nicola, back to Big Bad Bert Vosbergen. Then we find Jamie McHugh. Then we find Watson out of turn number 2 down the back straight. Big Bad Bert Vosbergen's trying hard. Then we go into the top turn as they come out of that race now, going very hard indeed, and down the main straight.
So Peter Logue leads as we get into the second half of the race. Peter Logue, the Australian champion, is in front of Michael Nicola. Third spot still Bert Vosbergen. Then we have Jamie McHugh, and it looks as though we're going to do more than one lap at a time after the last 5 or 6 have been marred by accidents. They come down the main straight. Logue leads Nicola. Vosbergen third, then McHugh in fourth. Wayne Watson of Albany in a great 5th spot. Des Corn in 6th. So move down the back section once again. Bert Vosbergen right up there behind Nicola. Right up behind Vosbergen would be Jamie McHugh as they come out of 4 once again, and back down the main straight. The Australian champion leads by 1 car length from Michael Nicola. Third spot would still be Bert Vosbergen. McHugh fourth, and then back in 5th Wayne Watson of Albany, and Des Corn starting to get a bit interested. They have it coming together, and there goes Des Corn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars involved once again. Oh, my jingoes, my crikeys.
I tell you what, Jay, Bert Vosbergen's car is coming on very strong, and he is all over Nicola, and Nicola's having to defend very hard.
We go green once again here at Atwell Park. What will happen in the last 15 laps? The Australian champion Logue in front, Nicola second, Vosbergen in third. Then we have we've got McHugh in fourth, and then Wayne Watson making a move as they come out of four once again. Also have a look at Frank Doe's coming right round.
Righto, so here we go once again. Nicola fighting hard in second place with Peter Logue in front. Now Big Bad Bert Vosbergen saw the gap but he just couldn't get through. They come into pit spin. Logue playing a masterful match out in front, driving it to perfection. Now Nicola gets desperate. He goes on the outside of the national champion. Frank dozes up where Angels fear to tread. Look at Nicola. This is Bert Vosbergen's chance to get in there, but he hasn't got the power. Nicola's up high on the fence. He realises that Logue has got a... Oh, Logue's gone wide. Yes, he has. Oh, look at Nicola. Man, he drives a car like a stock car. Can't believe it. He gets out of that too. McHugh, the aggressive Queenslander now, out in front now, driving hard as Peter Logue in second place. Nicola, his car was 20 foot wide that time, down the main straight. Big Bad Bert, oh, he's taken him out. He took Bert out. Bert Vosbergen, Mark Giancola, Bill Miller from South Australia, Frank Doze, what a great drive he has. He's picked up about half a dozen positions, and that's good to see. The green flag will drop this time. Away and racing now. Peter Logue's out in front. There goes Nicola on the outside again. He tries to come past. Oh, Bert Vosbergen skipped out of road. That allows Mark Giancola back into the race. So they move down the back straight. I think Bert must have had a memory lapse there for a minute. But look at Nicola trying to come on the outside of Peter Logue as they come down the back straight and in the top turn with 10 to go.
So Michael Nicola goes around the outside of Peter Logue and hits the race lead. Well, that is tremendous on the outside of Logue. Can he fight back? McHugh in third. Back then in fourth spot would be Giancola, but it's now Nicola in front in the national title. Went around the outside of the Australian champion. McHugh third. Back in fourth is Mark Giancola. Vosbergen fifth, then Bill Miller as they come out of pit spin once again. It's Michael Nicola, the Victorian champion, in front by a car length from the Australian champion Peter Logue. He's leaving the gate open. Can Logue slide through? McHugh from Queensland in third. Then the West Australians in fourth and fifth in Mark Giancola and Bert Vosbergen. Logue trying to get underneath once again as they come out of pits bend. The race leader though is car number 2, Michael Nicola. Second spot is the Australian champion Peter Logue. Still in third would be McHugh. It's then Vosbergen on the outside of Giancola for fourth and fifth. Giancola on the inside, Vosbergen on the outside. Back then to Bill Miller, and then at the seventh spot will be car number 3, Frank Doze.
Well, 5 to go now. Nicola pulled the impossible off to have spun, brought the field to a close. Then he now has gone on the outside of Logue and he's taken the lead. So the Victorians are reading 1 and 2. They have 4 laps to go now down the main straight as Nicola out in front. Peter Logue in second place. Back to Jamie McHugh. Then Big Bad Bert Vosbergen. Mark Giancola. The pressure's well and truly on as they go down towards Pitts Bend. Nicola, he is a hard-charging driver now. 3 laps to go. 3 laps away from his first national title. He is the Victorian champion. Will he add the Australian title to his laurels? Down the back straight they go. Is Nicola out in front? Peter Logue now with 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go on the national title. Nicola out in front, then back to Logue. Back to McHugh. Big Bad Bert Vosbergen. But now they come down into the main straight. This time the white flag will come out. 1 lap to go at Admiral Park Speedway in Albany in Western Australia. No, it's not. It hasn't come out, so they go down the main straight once again. Nicola out in front. Peter Logue in second place. Back in third place, McHugh. Big Bad Bert Vosbergen. They're going past slower cars now. Down in towards Pitts Bend. Plenty of action still as the passing flag comes to the officials' hands. So something is wrong as they go down the main straight. Now 2 laps to go. Now we have 2 laps to go. There has Nicola out in front. Second place man still Logue. Back in third place McHugh, then Bert Vosbergen. But Nicola, well, he came, he saw, he conquered. The white flag's out now. 1 lap to go here at Admiral Park Speedway. McHugh from they're going, but it's Nicola, ladies and gentlemen, down the back straight the last time. Would you please put your hands together? The new national champion is young Nicola across the line first. In second place and going very well indeed is Peter Logue. And in third place was McHugh, and in fourth position, Bert Vosbergen. Then we find back to Bill Miller, a tremendous drive. Well, this young Nicola, wow, he has done it very well indeed. He has made Jason very happy, because that's what he tipped on Saturday evening before the race started, and that is an awesome final here tonight to see that race go like that.
Well, Michael, a smile's worth a million photos, I guess. You must be extremely happy with winning this event, and a great passing move with that final 6 laps to go to hit the front, and you're able to hang on and win the national title.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the Western Australian crowd because they've been great. I'd like to thank the pit crew because it is a team effort. We've got to keep the car going, and they do a lot of changes, a lot of work over the weekend. I'd like to thank all the promoters for putting this race on. The drivers have been excellent. Yeah, a lot of good close racing all weekend, so I hope it's turned it on for the crowd. I'd like to thank the Peter Logue and Jamie McHugh and Bert Vossenberg. Thanks Bert for letting me use his shed over the week. And I'd just like to thank the sponsors, the National Warranty Company. Without a bit of sponsors, it's hard to travel. And Lucas Oil. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much to Martin McCullough.